Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome tonight to a huge clash coming up. The final clash of the evening. It is the West Coast Cobras in third place taking on the 11th placed Condors Futsal Club. And we will go through the starting lineups of the evening. This game has such high stakes for both clubs. And there's a lot on the line. And we are underway. We'll get you around. We'll run you through the starting lineups, the lineups for both teams for the evening. For the West Coast Cobras, it is number 1, Tom Robles, number 4, Jake Pizzuto, number 32, Dexter Hard, number 10, Luke Ross. So here's a chance early for the Condors, and big chance from the player of the week from last round, being Marcelo Orellana. And Luke Ross, number 10, Zephyr McPherson, number 12, Noah Lummett, 26, Mohamed Tatonchi, number 25, Marco Florenka, number 19, Joshua DeCane, as a chance for Zephyr McPherson arrives. Not finished, and Pizzuto will reset. Florenka, number 19, Josh DeCane, 31, Toby Smith Jr., coming from over east, and we'll get into that a bit later, number 9, as well as Gab Murray, number 15, also coming from over east, rounding out the Cobras lineup for this evening, and the Condors lining up tonight. As this is a pretty intense start, what we're seeing, as that is cleared. The Condors have Lorde Egervarth in goals, number 7, Christian Gomez, number 2, Claudio Campiasano, number 17, Alejandro Hernandez, number 9, Felipe Vera, number 13, Sebastian Getens, number 3, Rodrigo Silva, number 5, Juan Marin, number 11, Leo Nakamura, number 4, and down goes McPherson. No foul called. The play is still on. And now a foul is called. McPherson, the recipient. I'll just finish that off. Matthias Obina, number 16. Marcelo Orellana, as I mentioned, player of the round, last round, number 8. And Wusin Enriquez, number 14. Rounding up both teams for the evening as Dexter Hard now comes on with that foul called. The boot of Dexter Hard is obviously so impressive. In fact, I thought he was going to take that, but he's come on now to be involved in this set piece. It's Luke Ross to take. He has Jake Pizzuto, Marco Florenka, and Dexter Hard to choose from on this play. Here is Ross. And whilst the Condors aren't in the ladder position they want, Ross with a shot, Hard, shot blocked. And now on the counter go the Condors. And the foul will be called there. The push will be called, foul on Dexter Hard. And as I mentioned, whilst the Condors are sitting 11th at the moment on the ladder, they've had a few wins. I believe they've won their last 2 games, so they've made a bit of a run lately, and they're hard to beat. And the Condors will take it up to the Cobras, you'd expect today. They're never an easy team to get a hold of. Cobras, this is their first game of 2026 since coming back from Gold Coast, where they had a great performance, making it to the grand final of the Gold Coast International, but ended up just coming up short. But they'll take a lot of confidence out of that, as that long ball by Orellana ends up in goals with Gab Murray. Here is Luke Ross. Gives it to Florenka. Florenka now. Ross cuts it in the middle. Hard. Ross goes down, and the foul will be called, and I believe it's on Orellana. So a couple players of note here for the Cobras tonight. Gab Murray, playing in goals. As you'll see, he's a high-quality goalkeeper. He'll be, along with Tobias Smith, playing 2 games at the Cobras from over east, and that ball almost goes through. Very dangerous. But I believe Murray played a few games in goals for the Cobras last season. He has come back, and that'll greatly help the chances of the Cobras in the next 2 games. As Pizzuto gets this one through, great ball. Florenka tried to find Pizzuto, but the block was made. Both of these players, Smith and Murray, have represented their state for Football Queensland, playing for Queensland, and it's always good to have players of such a high quality playing in the Supa-Liga and just increasing the standard of the league. It's already such a high quality league, and it's great to see. And here is Murray. He'll give it to Ross. Ross down the line, he's got all sorts of space, gives it, tried to find Hard, couldn't get it to him, and now it's 2-on-1 for the Condors. Chance for Orellana. Can they take the early lead? Massive save by Murray. Getting back to that post. And a huge chance by the Condors goes begging, but they'll take confidence out of that. Brilliant ball movement. And that ball doesn't get through. Florenka now takes off on the counter-attack, still going. And nicely defended there by the Condors. That was Hernandez getting a boot in. As now Florenka will take. He'll give to Ross. And Noah Lummett now comes on for Florenka. Substitution made. Hard, good ball through. Is it just out of the reach though of Lummett? It is. Ends up with Egerbarth. Egerbarth to Felipe Vera. Great to see Felipe Vera back. Missing for a few weeks and such a talisman for this Condors lineup. And here is Hard. Collision in the middle of the court. No foul called either way. Probably the right decision. Back heel by Pizzuto. Finds Lummett. Lummett finds Ross. Ross now goes to the back post. Pizzuto was there. But Vera does well. And that will go out into touch and it'll be taken now by Lummett. Lummett to Ross. Long ball by Ross. Lummett there. In fact, a big chance was created. And on the end of it was actually Smith Jr. So that is Toby Smith. He's come from over east. And it'll be good to see what he can provide here tonight. Smith Jr. There's the block made by Hard. Egerbar goes back. Now they'll look to build. Here go the Condors. Hernandez. Hard. Lummett. Back to Hard. Smith Jr. Ross. Dexter Hard again. Tries to squeeze it through, ends up with Smith Jr. Now Ross. Back to Hard. Smith Jr. Can he be on the end of this? He can't. It's going to end up with Hernandez. And the Condors pouncing onto it. Dangerous turnover though. Smith Jr. off to Lummett. Hard. Tries to squeeze it through to Lummett, but doesn't get there. Long ball here by Egervar. Ross will just let that go straight out. And it'll be taken by Murray in goals. Here's Ross. Really tight start to this game and a really good crowd. It's great to see that. There's a good attendance here at the Perth Mod for a big game. Lummett moves the ball through the middle. Now he's under a bit of pressure by Campisano. In fact, on that far flank, did a brilliant job over there, Claudio Campisano. Yes, great turnout. We had a great turnout for the Coburn Wolves versus Arkham Eagles game, and they got to witness a treat of a game of futsal, and this game hopefully is also just as quality. Big shot by Ross, and Ross is always threatening, and on that occasion forcing the big Egervarth save. Very impressive is Lord Egervarth in goals always. And it'll be a corner now for Smith. Can he get that through to Ross? Yes, he can. And he'll retreat all the way back to Murray. To Tonchi now, one for the Cobras. Here's Smith Jr. Can he get that through? He can't. And that'll be last touch off the Condors. And it'll be a corner for the Cobras. And this has been such an intense game of futsal to start with. And that ball goes straight over really everyone. And it'll be happily taken now by Lord Egerbar. As that one goes over everyone as well, it'll end up with Gab Murray. Now to Tonchi. Really tight game. Obviously, you'd expect the Cobras a stronger team. They come into this game the favourites, but the Condors have come out strong and could have had an early goal not too long ago if it wasn't for that massive save by Murray. Here's to Tonchi. Can he get that through? Not quite. Lummett controls that well. And the Cobras are controlling a lot of possession now. As I say that, they lose it, and here's one Marin. Campusano gives it off. That ball doesn't get through. Nicely pounced on by Smith. Ends up with Campusano, had space on the outside. Couldn't get it to his target in Urbina. Marin. Campusano. Long ball. Got Florenka there. Kutonchi. Marin does well. Now Campusano goes back. And they take their time, the Condors, looking to build on this play. Here's Marin. All the way back to Egevarth. Campusano, long ball, turns it over. Here's Smith Jr. He'll take it through the middle and he's still going. He'll reset. Go back to Totonchi. Now Florenka. Turns it over. Now it's 2-on-1 for the Condors. Can they break the deadlock? Big shot. Murray with the save. Lummett might have to clear it. And he does. It'll be last touch off to Tonchi, and it'll be a Condors ball, and the Condors are pushing the Cobras right now on the counter-attack. A few big chances gone begging. And on comes Felipe Vera for the Condors. Here's Smith. Lummett. Totonchi. Florenka and Lummett combine, and that'll be last touch off the Condors, and it'll be a Cobras possession. Looks like Jake Pizzuto now comes on for Smith Jr. Florenka now, he'll give it off to Tonchi, who tries to take it down the line. Decides against taking on Marin. Florenka, Lummett, Pizzuto. Off to Lummett. We go back to Jake Pizzuto. Now we can squeeze that through. Had Florenka right idea, but Marin read it like a book and manages to clear that. The crowd's still building, which is great to see. There's a chance for Lummett. Finds Pizzuto. And the ball by Pizzuto just picked off there by Vera. And it'll be brought in from touch now for the Cobras. Chance shot and wide right to Tonchi on that attempt. Still 0-0 here at Subiaco. Egevarth, long ball, turns it over. Lummett on the counter. He'll use Pizzuto on the outside. Pizzuto finds Florenka, who decides to cut it inside himself, but loses it. Vera, such a high quality player of futsal. That long high ball will end up back with Gab Murray in goals, who has already made a few big impacts, has Murray. Lummett, Pizzuto, takes off, good ball through the middle, finds McPherson, who finds Florenka. That ball's behind McPherson, now go the Condors. Here is Vera, great ball, and that'll stay in. It does. Chance, Pizzuto with the block, forcing the side ball now for the Condors. But what a ball that was in the end to find Rodrigo Silva. And speaking of Rodrigo Silva, he finds Campusano. They retreat all the way back now to Vera. Vera long ball, turned it over. Pizzuto, McPherson, all the way back to Lummett, who loses control of it, couldn't quite reach it. Now he tries to take his defender down the line. He does that with a plum. Lummett had Pizzuto at the back post, couldn't get it through to him. Campusano. Now the Condors have a chance to build. Orellana. Defended by McPherson in the end. No foul called. McPherson with a shot. Lummett with a shot. And that ball's high. And the Condors not happy with no foul called there against Zephyr McPherson. And this game is lifting in intensity by the minutes. And the Condors are really taking it up to the fancied West Coast Cobras. They've been strong the last few weeks, the Condors, and they're continuing that at least to start for this first 10 minutes. Orellana goes back to Silva. Did they keep it in the end? Or was it last off the Cobras? It was, and it'll be taken by Gatens. Gatens. Silva. Goes long. Orellana keeps it in. And does brilliantly with his feet. Goes all the way back into safety. And now he'll go long. And Pizzuto clears it. One-on-one with Vera there. Vera was the target. But they'll be happy with the result, the Condors, winning themselves a... Is it a corner ball? No, it'll be a sideline ball. Here's a chance for Gatens, and that is very, very high. Here's Murray. Ross. He'll take his time. McPherson. Can he get a shot off? He almost found Ross. And that will now go out into the hands of Lourdes Egevarth. But pretty back and forth game of futsal we've seen so far. Silva, Vera, and that'll end up with Egevarth. Joshua DeCane getting his first minutes of this evening, and here he is. Ross, Pizzuto. Tried to find Ross, ended up being behind him, almost found McPherson, but ends up with Egevarth, who goes long. Vera and DeCane fighting over it. Vera wins it. Vera with a shot, big save by Murray. Massive save on what would have been a certain goal. And the Condors, they are in this game, creating opportunities. Here's Murray. Here's Vera again. Turns it over. McPherson gets a shot off deflection, almost in. And it might have been finished now. No foul called on the bump there by McPherson. It'll end up a Cobras ball. Brought in. DeCane, ball to McPherson and couldn't keep the header down. Great ball there by Joshua DeCane, finding the head of McPherson. And a timeout called now by the Condors. Great game of futsal, no goals, but it's been intense, it's been back and forth. And don't go anywhere because we've got a big next 10 minutes of the half to come. And we resume from the timeout. And the Condors are taking it up to the Cobras to start this first half of futsal. The Cobras lining up right now with Pizzuto, Dexter Hard, Luke Ross and Noah Lummett, whilst the Condors, they are lining up with Urbina. Did I say that? Chance for the Cobras. Lummett goes out, but they've got Urbina, Gatens, Felipe Vera, and also they have Matthias, in fact Marcelo Orellana. Here's Lummett, hard shot, almost found the back post, but off the boot there of Orellana, and those balls are always dangerous because those deflections can really end up going anywhere, and that includes own goals. Chance. Here is Vera. Long ball. Pizzuto with a head. Clears that ball away. Big shot block, shot block there by Luke Ross. Now a long ball. Nice little flick over the head. Ends up with Pizzuto. Just out of the reach there of Hard. And a block there by Ross again. This will be taken by Egervarth, and the Condors look to build. Here's a long ball. Chance straight into the hands of Murray. Here's Ross. Noah Lummett back to Ross. Lummett finds Pizzuto. Good ball, gets through to Hard. Hard back to Ross. Hard goes down. No foul called. Ross. Pizzuto tries to find it to Hard. He gets it to him. And a great ball, great shot. Big save though by Egervarth. Now Murray. Straight through the middle to Lummett. Has Hard. Does well, keeps it. Pizzuto back to Hard again and straight through the feet of Dexter Hard. Pizzuto. Nice little boot in there by Gatens. And they should escape danger here, the Condors. And they will. And on comes Claudio Campisano to take for the Condors, and Smith Jr. comes on for the Cobras. The Cobras look to build again. Urbina, Orellana, long ball, out of the reach of all the intended targets. And it'd be Luke Ross to take from the sideline. And you'd think he'd go to Pizzuto, he does. Pizzuto now takes off, gives it to Ross. Ross through the middle. Back to Smith Jr. Pizzuto. Pass just off a tad, couldn't find Smith Jr. Now a chance for Urbina. Went to the back post and just behind his target. Big chance for the Condors again. Goes awry. Ross now to take. In fact, it'll be taken from the sideline by Noah Lummett. Ross. Pizzuto. Good ball through. Finds his man, and there's the goal. And in his first game in Perth, Smith Jr. puts one straight past Egervarth. Pizzuto and Smith Jr. combine, and what a finish it was. And the Cobras pounce, scoring the first goal of the evening. And a great bit of play, breaking the deadlock. And after all the chances that the Condors did have, they now trail by a goal. Cobras have probably controlled more of the possession in the passing game. Condors have had their chances though. Here is Campisano. Long ball. Finds his man. And they do very well here, but it ends up with Murray. And a foul will be called. Just looked like he caught the leg there. That was Hernandez, called for the foul. And the Condors have really got to make sure that they don't drop their heads. Obviously going down by a goal. So much time in futsal to get back into the game. Here he is, Totonchi. Florenka tries to go down the line and loses it last off him. Long ball by Campisano, and it's not going to be accurate enough to stay in bounds in the court of play. Nice work by Smith Jr. McPherson loses the ball. Now Campisano on the counter. He has 2 to beat, gets a shot off, and never really looked likely.
Alejo, cierra el centro. Está muy fácil el centro.
Smith Jr. Starts to build play now. He'll give it off, he finds Satonchi. Smith Jr. again, does well. And McPherson just let that roll straight under him. And a foul is called.
You told me the same.
It's called. And that's 5 fouls. That is 5 fouls called against the Condors. So with 7 minutes to go, any foul will result in a 10-meter penalty. As you see, on comes Hard, probably to take this kick. And they're going to be walking a fine line now, the Condors, for the next 7 minutes of play. And here is Hard to take. Will he try to give it off, or will he try and put it through himself? Here's Hard. He'll take the shot, and nowhere near it. Way over the intended target. And it'll be Egervarth to rebuild now for the Condors. So the Condors can breathe a sigh of relief there, but they wouldn't want to give away another foul. Otherwise, Egervarth is going to have his work cut out for him in goals. Here is Tatonchi. Hard. Through to Tatonchi, just behind him. Long ball there by Campisano. It's going to end up here with McPherson. Now to Tonchi. Smith Jr. Here's a chance. Smith Jr. back heel, tries to find Florenka and almost deflects in. But great defense by the Condors, forcing the corner for Tatonchi. Ball's turned over here. Marin goes all the way back. Campisano. That ball goes down the line. I think it might have stayed in. It did, but couldn't quite find his target there. He was looking for Sebastian, in fact, Rodrigo Silva. Now Smith Jr. to Ross. Goes to Pizzuto, but he turns it over. Marin gets a boot in there, and that will go straight out. And that'll be taken by Murray. Off to Smith Jr. and a bit of a lull in play now. The Cobras look to steady, take all the heat out of this game and work their passing game and try and find a way through. Pizzuto tried to get that through to McPherson. It's turned over, calls for a handball, not rewarded. Marin. McPherson gets back well. Vera. Here's Gatens. Ends up with Marin. Defended by Smith Jr. Loses it though in a dangerous spot as well. For Vera there to save the day at the back. Now Ross. Has Pizzuto behind him, he might reset. And he does, goes out to his right, uses Pizzuto. Pizzuto to Smith Jr. Goes to Pizzuto in the middle. Back to Smith Jr. He might get a second, he doesn't. But he's showing all sorts of potent signs right now. Is Smith Jr. He's getting some shots off and he's showing that he has some good foot skills and speed on the ball. That shot is blocked. Here's Pizzuto. Can't get that through to Hard. Cleared away by Gatens and a sideline ball to be taken. In fact, cleared away by Rodrigo Silva and Ross to take from touch. 5 minutes to go in this first half and the Condors are in this game. They'd be pretty pleased with how they've competed with the Cobras. Hard with a shot and on the left just went over the crossbar on that one. That would have taken an incredible finish. They couldn't put it away. But they'd be impressed. They've taken it to the Cobras. They just need the next goal. They don't want to go down by 2. Pizzuto and Vera. Pizzuto wins that contest. But the Condors will keep possession. Long ball. Enriquez. And that ball's lost. Ross has Hard wide open. Dexter Hard. And just across the face of goals. Not far off. But not far off. Isn't going to change the score, and the Condors manage to still keep that 1-goal deficit. But right now the Cobras seem to be getting on top a bit in most areas of the game, and they're struggling. They're doing a lot of defense right now, are the Condors, and they need to find a way. They need to find a way to work a bit of offense for themselves, and it's good to see quite a lot of viewers for this game watching from home, as well as from the crowd. It's always good to see the Supa-Liga get a lot of support. Here's Ross, goes to Lummett. Pizzuto. Hard. Back post to Pizzuto, can't get through to him. Vera now. Loses the ball. Dexter Hard, does he finish? No. Big save by Egerbarth. And almost a crucial mistake there, punished. But in the end, no punishment for the Condors. And they are holding on to this 1-goal deficit. That ball goes long. And Lummett will now take. 3 minutes and 37 seconds remaining in this first half of futsal. And we've got a tight one. Jake Pizzuto now, off to Luke Ross. Lummett, Pizzuto. To his left, finding Florenka. Ross loses it. Now on the counter, a chance for the Condors. And off they go. Getens tries to get past Pizzuto. Too heavy on the touch. And ends up with Murray. Murray to take. Off to Ross. Pizzuto. Through the middle. Now Lummett has space. Noah Lummett, can he get that to the back post? He couldn't. Murray. Ross, Pizzuto. Nice little ball, finds Florenka, back to Pizzuto, can't get a shot off. Vera read it pretty well. Now Silver onto it. Vera tries to just use his body and control the ball, and he did that to perfection. Getens. Vera now resets dangerously, but does well. And now the Condors have space. They did brilliantly to get out of there, and Lummett clears, and now they've won themselves an attacking foray, have the Condors. On comes to Tonchi for the Cobras, and Orellana to come on for the Condors very shortly. Enriquez, under a bit of pressure, goes back to Getens. Vera. Nice move by Felipe Vera. He could go all the way himself. All create a shot, and probably needed to do a bit better there, Silva. But they'll take a bit of promise out of that opportunity, changing the momentum a bit in this game. In that last minute, the Condors, because they were under a lot of pressure up until that little Felipe Vera run. Here's to Tonchi. Lummett. Ross, Florenka, Lummett. Slide comes in. No contact made though. Lummett clears. And it'll be a Condors ball, Felipe Vera to take. Vera goes to Egerbarth. Orellana tries to squeeze it through, does well, but now they lose it. Ross resets all the way back to Murray. Florenka. Good ball to Tonchi. He's quick, almost lost his footing there though, and that will go out and into touch. And it'll be taken now by Alejandro Hernandez. Ball across the face to Egerbarth. Can the Condors work their way through? This looks promising. Here's Orellana. Ross comes in though defensively though, and now they've got space. He gets it to Florenka, who goes down. Is a foul called? It is foul called there on Orellana. And to Tonchi now, and that is the 6th foul. So it'll be a 10-metre penalty. They got through 6 of those 7 minutes, but now a 10-metre penalty to be taken by Luke Ross. And if this is put away, it'll be a 2-goal lead for the Cobras. They're never easy, these 10-metre penalties. Egervarth, there's no easy beat in goals. Ross lining up. Can he put it away? And this would be a crucial goal before the end of the first half, if he can put it away. And he does it with authority. No keeper is stopping that. Absolutely hammered it away into the back of the net, just under that top crossbar. And the Cobras take a 2-goal lead. You see on that replay, straight into the back of the net. And the Condors need to look to respond as the Cobras are getting on top now. And they might be able to immediately, almost, and calls for a foul, not given. Urbina the one to go down.
Come on, ref.
And could have potentially been a penalty as well if it was given. Here's DeCane. DeCane to Florenka. Nice pressure here by the Condors. They've got to be very careful they don't do another foul. In comes Orellana. DeCane. Back to Ross. And is it another one? No. I think the Cobras, as you wisely would, probably try and milk a 6th foul. And play will stop as a player is down.
It's either foul or yellow card. Either way.
And no foul will be given. Play's obviously been stopped. As you can expect, though, you will try to draw fouls if you are already in the bonus where you are taking 10-metre penalties every foul. Can the Condors get back into this game? They're going to need to pick the next one. 3-0 would be a tough deficit to overcome. 2 goals is, they can at least go into this end of this first half and not concede another one. They'll have a bit of confidence because they did have a few opportunities and Murray made some big saves. Here's a chance on the counter. It'll end up back with Murray, who will keep it in and get play going. Ross taking it out of the defensive half. Gets it through, ends up with DeCane. No foul call, that'll go out. And that will be a Cobras ball, last off of Marcelo Orellana. That ball can't get through Orellana. Chance, they've got to shoot, and that'll do us. And the first half has come to its conclusion. 2 goals, 2-0 for the Cobras. They've been on top in most areas. The Condors have had a few opportunities. They'll take some positives out of that going into the second half. So don't go anywhere because a big 20 minutes of futsal to come.
Futsal WA has social futsal competitions 5 nights a week, Mount Lawley and West Perth. Whether you're an individual or have a group of mates who want to play, there's a junior, men's, women's or mixed competition that will suit you. contact us to get involved in futsal, an action-packed sport and the fastest growing sport in Australia.
Game, but the Eagles have definitely not been out of this game. They're right in it. That is brilliant by Julian Millimarchi beating Joel Toro, and now the finish. Is it in from Flynn Nolan? It looks like it is. It's finished. What a strike by Flynn Nolan. Found the right corner, and it's called a goal.
Good done.
And we're about to get back underway for the second half of futsal here in the final game of the evening. The Cobras currently with a 2-goal lead. The Condors, they're not out of this by any stretch, but they do need to get going and they need the next goal. Here's Hard. Goes out wide. The ball is lost. Now Vera. And comes Florenka, defensively does well. Florenka goes down and the foul is called. And the Condors not happy at all with that decision. So if the Cobras do win this game, they're currently third on the ladder. They will go within 2 points of Interperth, and with Interperth losing last night, being 2 points away from them, it creates a big opportunity, especially with a match against them to come. Interperth versus the Cobras playing in a few weeks, and that may be almost a determinant for who does make the top two. So a crucial game for the Cobras to win. The Condors, if they do win this game, they will be moving from 11th on the ladder all the way up into 8th, which is remarkable, as not too long ago they were last on the ladder clearly, but they had a bit of a bounce back, and even tonight they've been impressive. Hard, gets a shot off, block made. That ball's cleared straight out into touch. And another block cleared straight into touch again. Florenka to take. Here's Vera. Vera down through the middle. Thinks about going long, decides to retreat, goes to Campusano. Vera again. Now Vera. Condors looking to build. Can he get a shot off? Does well, uses his body, and wins a side ball for the Condors. Here's a chance, shot blocked. Chance, and shot goes high. And it'll be taken now in goals. Here's Murray off to Pizzuto. Pizzuto looking for Hard, goes back instead to Florenko, who now finds Hard. Can he turn his opponent? Hard goes to ground, and the Condors come away with it. Marin, deflection, ball goes out, and it'll be a Condors ball, so they've got a chance now. Can they find that one goal? If they can just put one past Murray, they'll have a whole lot of confidence that they can get right back into the game. And that is going to be now a Condors chance. They're going to have an opportunity here to see if they can get that first goal back. It'll be taken by Marin. He's got Vera to choose from. Vera. I'll just reset and get underway in a moment. Here is Vera. Shot off and caught a bit of the post. Another chance on the follow-up, and that follow-up is high. But the Condors, they'll like what they see there. But they do have to find a way through. That follow-up there, Hernandez unable to finish it off. We're taken out by Campusano.
Yes,
Campusano turnover, Hard and high. And he forced the turnover. He had an open net, Dexter Hard, but couldn't keep it down. And he probably didn't need to put as much behind it. He needed to put it away. But here's a chance. Foul called. And the Condors are going to get an opportunity now to earn their way right back into this game, especially after it could have very easily been 3-0. And they're just setting up, wiping a bit of sweat off the court, and it'll be taken. The Condors with a big chance now to get right back into this game. Maybe Felipe Vera to take, having some discussions with Orellana. He's getting underway very shortly. And the Condors in recent weeks have beat the Coburn Wolves. They also found a way to get a win last week after having been last on the ladder. A win tonight moves them to 8th. But 3 goals here tonight would get them off. And there's a chance and it's finished! And there's the goal. Orellana puts it away, and the Condors are right back into this game. There's the finish. That's exactly what the Condors were after. Here is Ross. Lummett. Can he squeeze it through? He can't. There's the turnover. Campisano. Marin goes long and high and straight out into touch. And to be brought back in here. Lummett. Pizzuto. Through to McPherson. Back to Pizzuto. Can he get there in time? He can't. And Nakamura now in goals. Coming on in this second half for Egervarth, and he loves it. Getting his team up and about. Chance again, and that's high. And the momentum has shifted in this game. And the Cobras need to not panic. The Condors need to take advantage of this opportunity to get another one. And that one goes long and ends up with Murray. Lummett. Long. I'll get a head on it, the Condors defence. Marin does well to split the defence. Goes to Orellana. Orellana can't squeeze it through. He can. Campisano, deflection off Ross. And the Condors are right in this. Could they pull off one of the bigger upsets you'll ever see? They're going to need a couple more goals. And the Cobras have to be strong defensively here. Here's Marin. Didn't get the connection he wanted there. Here's Murray. Long ball. Finds Pizzuto. Does well to control it. Puts it out in front of himself. Lummett. Out to Ross. Finds Noah Lummett. Lummett with a shot blocked by Vera. And Vera showing a bit of passion there after that block. Here's Pizzuto. Lummett. What about looking for that back post? Goes to Pizzuto now. Pizzuto through the middle. Squeezes it through. Nice back heel by McPherson. Pizzuto couldn't finish. Nakamura now in goals. Will bring us back into play. Long ball. Ross with the head. Lummett. Ends up with Vera on the counter. Still going Felipe Vera. Now he goes to ground. And the Cobras can pounce. Lummett. Not enough on it. Long ball by Nakamura. Campisano. Keeps it in. Now loses it. Gets a foot on that. Down goes Ross. A chance for the Condors. Vera. And a reset here, the Condors. Game has gone up a notch. The next goal is vital for both clubs. Felipe Vera. Campisano. It's Hernandez. Campisano again. And will that be a Condors ball? It appears to be a rolling foul called. And now Smith Jr. is back on for the Cobras, and that ball from Ross just wide and can't find McPherson. Nakamura to take out of goals.
Hey, don't drop, stay, come respect, come on.
They've got the momentum, but that's not the turnover they were after. Ross, Smith Jr. cuts it in. Ross goes down in the box. No foul called. And Nakamura grabs it. And the Condors will reset. And this game's getting more physical ever since that goal went through. And that last touch will be off Gatens to Tonchi. Ross off to Smith Jr. Ross now. Uses to Tonchi. To Tonchi with a shot. Dangerously, almost a floater. Troubling Nakamura for a second, but he grabs it on the second bite. Now he gives it off a chance, and that'll be last touched off of Sebastian Gatens. And a Cobras ball. It'll be brought back in now by Smith Jr. Ross, long ball to Murray. Murray now takes off out of goals. Going all the way himself and tried to find Tatonchi. Now he has to get back on his line. Nakamura. Gatens goes long, finds Orellana. Here is Orellana. Gatens. Orellana, can he get it back to Gatens? Well done by Tatonchi getting back defensively. Now Ross. Smith Jr. Ross again. Gets it through to Tatonchi. Smith Jr. Ross. McPherson, can he get a shot off? He can on the right. And Ross is almost there at the back post. And the Condors survive. This real shift in competitiveness from the Condors over recent weeks has been great to watch. Here is Orellana. Gives it off. Now he uses Enriquez. And now they've got a bit of space. Smith Jr. pounces on it for the Cobras on the counter. And now he takes off. But first, can he finish? Nakamura, big save. Takes off out of goals. Ross will have a shot. Nakamura out of goals somehow. With another massive save. Keeping the Condors in the game. And that's surely a contender for Save of the Week. Orellana, now through the middle. Orellana again, coming off that Player of the Week performance. He's been good tonight too. And now Tatonchi on the counter, too heavy on that touch. It'll end up with Nakamura. The crowd are right involved in this game. Try tussle, gets past Ross, does Orellana. Still going now, the Condors. Gatens with a shot, blocked by Smith Jr. And Smith Jr. with a save, and is it a foul called? The foul will be called on Urbina. And that is now 3 fouls for the Condors, and things are getting intense out there. The intensity of this game in the last few minutes has been of the highest standard. We'll be getting underway very shortly. Be Murray to take out of goals. And here is Florenka. Foul called against or on Gab Murray. And Florenka to now bring it into play. Here's Smith Jr. down the line. Still going down the line. Smith Jr., can he get a second? Tried to cut it into hard. Didn't get it through. Nakamura. Orellana, long ball. Lummett. And that goes out into touch. Gatens. Hernandez. Nakamura, long ball. Does that get over Lummett? It doesn't, and he did well defensively. Just managing to get his head on it. The Condors were out, and when it did seem like the Cobras were just on the verge of running away with it, had a chance to go up 3-0. And the Condors have really asked the question, and the Cobras have to answer now. Here is Gatens. Chance. Big block by Hard. And that will force either a corner or a side ball. It would be a side ball, you'd think. In fact, it looks like a corner. Gatens to take. Squeezes it in. It goes all the way back now. Rodrigo Silva takes his time. Now dangerously goes across the face of goals. Urbina, long high ball. And that pressure has won the ball back. Great pressure there by Dexter Hard. Florenka takes his time, uses Lummett. Smith Jr. Back to Lummett and back to Smith Jr. Here is Florenka, turns it over. Pouncing onto it is Hernandez. Here's a chance, Urbina ends up with Murray. Straight through the middle now, Florenka. The Cobras happy to take a bit of the sting out of this game. Long ball from Smith Jr. Finds Hard, turns his defender. He'll get a shot off and he finishes! Dexter Hard. He's been waiting for that moment all game. And it hadn't worked out for him earlier tonight, but finally gets that finish. And that is a brilliant one-on-one win there by Dexter Hard. And the Cobras take that 3-1 lead and a massive dagger into the Condors.
He's marking you.
He'll be taken now by Urbina. And the Condors, they're still in this game. They just need a goal back. It goes into touch. And Hard comes off for a rest. Ross, Pizzuto, Lummett and Florenka on for the Cobras. The Condors also have a strong lineup on now. Ross spits it out to Florenka, tries to get it back to Ross. Doesn't get through, but they've won themselves the corner. That ball is going to go straight out. Lummett, Florenka, Luke Ross. Chance for Lummett, heavy touch, ends up going back to Ross. Force the defender to jump, Nakamura with the save. That goes out into touch. Ross, Pizzuto, Florenka. Squeezes it through to Pizzuto. He'll go to Lummett. Lummett with a shot, big block there made by Sebastian Gittens. Now it'll be taken by, it could be a corner for the Cobras. Taken by Lummett. Florenka, Pizzuto, Lummett. Now Ross. Pizzuto out to Ross. Florenka now has all sorts of space. He'll cut it out to Pizzuto, who tried to get it through to Ross, couldn't get it done. Now Lummett, Ross. Lummett, Ross again, and they're just moving the ball around at will here, the Cobras. Haven't been able to get a proper shot off, but they're passing the ball very nicely. Here's Pizzuto. Tries to get it past the defender, but nice use of the body there. Hernandez. Long ball. Does it find Hernandez? It does. Can it be finished? No. Not enough on it from Hernandez. Murray now. Out of goals. And what an effort it was, but couldn't finish it. As now the Condors look. And a bit of a waste of a possession there. Murray now. Off to Florenka. Has Ross to his outside. Lummett to the inside. He'll get it and he'll finish it. Nice pass inside. Marco Florenka with the tap in, and that makes it 4-1. Not that long ago, the Condors are breathing right down the neck of the Cobras, but you'd think the buffer now is going to make it very hard to overcome for the Condors. It was nice work there. It was brilliant build-up. They'd been moving the ball around nicely for a while there, the Cobras, and finally picked apart the defence. Here's Orellana. Orellana to Campisano. Back to Orellana. He'll use Vera. He needs to turn around the defender. Goes to Orellana instead, and that ball's way high.
extra. Thanks for letting me know.
Ross finds Smith Jr., who's going to go long. Great ball. All wide open is Lummett. There was massive gaps opening in the defence. The Condors need to be tighter defensively. They'll survive that though. Vera. Orellana. Orellana goes down and he's grabbed the ball. And the foul was called, luckily, on Ross. And with just under 9 minutes remaining, a 3-goal deficit to overcome for the Condors. It's not even just about the win, it's also just about the way and the type of futsal they're playing. They've got to take some little wins out of this next 9 minutes. Try and score the next one. And you never know what can happen from there. Get back underway here. Here's to Tonchi. Smith Jr., long ball. McPherson straight through his legs. Ends up with Nakamura. Who goes long? Vera. Orellana. Campisano. He'll go back to Orellana. Vera loses it. And now the Cobras can sense, they can smell the opportunity to blow out this lead. But here's the turnover. Marin. I think that intended target was Orellana, potentially, but it was behind him. It ended up with Vera anyway, who managed to keep it in. Nice little chip ball there by Vera, finding Marin. Orellana, long ball. Now Ross, after the defensive play there from Smith Jr. We'll just take a bit of time off the clock now and steady the ship a bit for the Cobras. And they seem to be in control of this game after that mini comeback from the Condors earlier. Long ball. Here's Smith Jr. Does brilliantly. Great ball and almost found to Tonchi, but Nakamura getting out there well. Campisano, and that'll be behind the target. And that target that Campisano was looking for on that occasion was Wilson Enriquez. Florenka to Tonchi, down the line. Marin as well though, wins that. Enriquez, back to Marin. Beats McPherson, might have been a bit of a meg involved there. And McPherson laughs. Marin. Campisano combining with Orellana. Now a chance, Enriquez tries to go back to Orellana. And the ball just behind him. Long ball by Murray, great ball. Finding Pizzuto, worried he could get a shot off. It took a bit too long, ends up losing it. And now Florenka will reset things for the Cobras and just take all the time they need. And they're gonna have to put a bit of pressure on because the Cobras will be happy to do this all day. Smith Jr., Florenka. Does well, loses his footing now, and now a chance on the counter. Florenka does well though, and now the foul will be called. Enriquez called for the foul, and that will be 4 fouls with still 7 minutes to play. So the Condors in foul trouble again. Pizzuto to take the free kick. Gets it through to McPherson, back to Pizzuto. DeCane, Pizzuto, Florenka, Pizzuto loses it. Chance now on the counter, Enriquez, but DeCane gets back and does well. And he's one possession as well. Did brilliantly there, Josh DeCane, not only to get in front of his defender, or get in front of his opponent, also to win the ball back. And a timeout will be called by the Condors. The Condors will look to, after this small break, get back into this game. Welcome back. About 6 minutes remaining in this game. Cobras have a comfortable lead now. The Condors just have to take it one goal at a time. Here's Enriquez, and that's across the face of goals. Not a bad effort. And never looked to trouble Murray, who's been sublime tonight. Murray, as DeCane will bring it back in. Use Murray, who will take his time. He'll go long. Good ball, finding Hard, who loses his footing. Campisano, good ball. Marin, can he finish it? He can! And just as I said that, Murray had been great all night, and that ball gets straight through him. And the Condors are back in the game. So they need the next one to really put the Cobras under the pump. Still got a comfortable 2-goal lead. And Florenka might not make it 3! And Florenka does make it 3. The immediate response, what a goal by Marco Florenka. And the resurgence from the Condors quickly halted. And at 5-2 now the lead for the West Coast Cobras. And they'll just have to bring that one back and start that again. Enriquez will take. Campisano. Orellana. Squeezes it through. Enriquez now. Campisano. That goes all the way through to Murray. And the Cobras will rebuild. Long ball. Hard again. Gives it off. And receives it back from DeCane and just hammers it away, but not on target. Nakamura, Campisano. Long down the line, does it stay in for Enriquez? It just doesn't for him. And Pizzuto will take. Pizzuto, DeCane, Florenka, nice turn of the body, good spin, and ends up losing it, but it will be a Cobras ball. Pizzuto, good ball through to Hard, turns his opponent, and just as he was about to get that shot off, he slipped. And the foul will be called. And if that is a foul, that is now 5 fouls, I believe, for the Condors. And another 5 minutes to play out now with 5 fouls. There's been one 10-metre penalty so far tonight. Luke Ross put that away. Will we see another one in these next 5 minutes? Looks like it'll be taken by Dexter Hard or Jake Pizzuto as discussions ensue. It'd be hard to take. Hard, good ball through, and just off the deflection there, or it might have, didn't actually hit anyone in the end. It has to have been a deflection, you would think. And they've called it eventually. For a moment I thought they had called a goal throw, but yeah, definitely a deflection. Here's Ross, Pizzuto. Ross and Pizzuto combining again. Through the middle now. Good ball through. Is it going to be lost? Pizzuto fighting over it. Ross now with a shot. Straight into his own teammate. And that'll be a Condors ball. And the Condors now have a chance to go forward. Here's Vera. What can he do? He'll turn to his right, now lose it. Pizzuto now with 1 to beat, and can't do it, but he'll bring it in from the sideline. Here's Ross. Down the line, gives it a Hard. Will he receive again? Now a shot from Hard, straight to the keeper. Vera now. He'll take his time, and now he'll give it off with a chance for the Condors to get one back. And here's a chance with a shot. Massive save by Gab Murray. Huge save. And that might have been one of the last opportunities for the Condors to get back in the game. There's a shot, and that'll be brought back. Ball must have been moving, and it will be a Cobras ball. Ross to Murray. Back to Ross. Ross taking all the time he needs. And fifth man is now being played by the Cobras. Obviously, don't need to do it, but I guess they can play it a bit when they've got that safety net of a 3-goal lead and see what they can do. And Gab Murray playing a bit of fly keeper action. Hard, Ross, hard. Now Ross again, and they'll just keep on moving the ball through, seeing if they can find a hole in the defence. Ross has McPherson, back to Ross, and Ross to the finish, no. Big save by Nakamura. Ross down in goals. You'd think play will be stopped in a moment. And the foul called there, this foul called on hard. And hopefully all is okay with Luke Ross. He went down, Nakamura made the save, and Ross went down.
Shut the fuck up, you idiots. Fucking 5-2, you dickhead.
Yeah. And just getting a bit of attention, Luke Ross. We'll be getting one underway very, very soon. We'll be, like I said, getting away. 3 minutes to go, just over in this game. 3-goal lead for the Cobras.
Luke, you alright, bro? Could have sworn it was your ACL.
Here's a chance. Vera, 1-on-1 with Ross. Both go down, no foul called. Probably the right decision. Still a chance for the Condors. Vera shot, and he was saved by Murray. Probably didn't need to, or anything, he knew it, but instant reaction is always going to, when it's that close, call for you to go for the ball. Can't squeeze that through to a teammate. Finds Hard instead. Gets to Hard now. It's going to be a Cobras ball. Ross to Lummett. Vera tries to beat Hard. Can't do it. Now a chance. Lummett back to Hard, and Dexter Hard somehow, I don't know what happened there. I think he wants the push, but seemed to almost have a back post tap in and then couldn't really get anything on it. Trying to finish it off and put this game even more beyond doubt.
He's just swiping from behind. The player, not the keeper, the player. That's just on back.
Nakamura now in goals. Here's a long throw. Felipe Vera, cleared by McPherson. And then And there's a shot which is blocked by Lummett. Now a long ball by Murray. It's a great throw, but just intercepted, even better by the Condors. Now a chance, Gatens. Can he get it through? No, Murray gets there. And a big shot is wide. And you think the Cobras are going to take the 3 points in this game, which will propel them within 2 points of Inter Perth in second. Murray now off to Totonchi. Now Lummett. Through to Totonchi. Can he keep that in bounds? Vera does well. Chance, can they get one back? No. And a massive chance goes begging as a rolling foul is called. I assume against the Cobras. That'll be 4 fouls. There's a shot blocked. Rodrigo Silva with that shot and the block coming from McPherson. Silva with a shot. Again, Vera. The boot in. Lend up with Totonchi who takes off. Loses it now. Chance 3-on-1 and the pass just wasn't quite good enough. Murray now, another 3-on-1, big chance, McPherson! What a save by Nakamura. Massive save. A 3-on-1 and Nakamura comes out on top in the end. Here's to Tonchi. Can he get it to McPherson? He can't. Now Smith Jr. Noah Lummett, big shot, another monster save by Nakamura. Totonchi turns it over. Here's Vera. Can he get that through? Totonchi. Smith Jr.
Back post.
Totonchi with a big shot. Almost finds its way through, doesn't quite. Rodrigo Silva pressured by McPherson. Can McPherson win it back? Silva still on the ball. Now Hernandez. Vera taking his time, trying to find his way out. Gatens ends up back with Nakamura. Now Vera, cleared by Totonchi. Just over a minute remaining now. It's been a great game overall. Cobras have been a bit too clinical. The Condors have been competitive as that goes out into touch. That shot from Silva is away high and wide. Chance here. Florenka with a shot and almost made it 6. Exactly 1 minute to go. Long throw, finding Vera. Tried the bicycle kick. It wasn't really close, but worth an attempt. McPherson controls the ball well, stays on it. Now he goes down, trying to draw that foul. Can't do that. Vera, heavy touch here. Smith Jr. cuts to his outside. Can he put one through? McPherson does, and that is 6 for the Cobras. 6-2 the lead now. And Smith Jr. coming from Queensland has had an impact. Had a goal and an assist. And whilst the Condors have been strong for most of the game, it's just been those finishing touches where the Cobras have just had that extra bit of class. Campusano. Condors trying to put one more past the Cobras' defence. Not going to be on this occasion. Florenka goes all the way himself. Straight into the hands of Nakamura. Now a chance for the Condors. Campusano keeps it in. Rodrigo Silva straight past him, ends up with Hernandez, turned it over. Pizzuto behind the intended target. And it'll be a Condors ball. About 10 seconds to go in this one. It's been a great 2 MSL games this evening, as well as a really enjoyable WSL game. 2 great games in the WSL. Been a great evening of futsal. Thank you for watching. There's 5 seconds to go. Still a chance for Florenka. Hard, one more. This one straight to the keeper. Same on the follow-up. And that'll do us here at Perth Mod Subiaco. 6-2 the victory. The Condors fought hard, made a few attempts to get back in the game, but at the end of the day, the Cobras found the finishing touches when they needed it. Thank you for watching. That'll do us for this round of Futsal Supa-Liga action. Be sure to join us next week for some huge games to come.